Yo, just seen the new Spider-Man movie at the theater. Very, very good. I did enjoy it. I just want to get this a little vent, a little yap session, because you guys enjoyed the last yap with Obsession. I did just see Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I loved every part of it. I'm gonna try to keep it kind of spoiler-free, but there might be some spoilers, so might as well just click out the video and then you can watch it after the movie. Make sure to check out the movie first. But yeah, it was really great. At the end of No Way Home, they obviously, Peter Parker is no longer Spider-Man. Spider-Man is not known to be Peter Parker, and they had to do that, and that means they had to everyone forgot who Peter Parker was, including his girlfriend and his best friend, and most people close to him. So he's pretty much alone in this movie. Just kind of pick apart some of the big things that happen. Is this moving? Might be moving. If it falls, it falls. But just kind of picking apart some of the things that happened in the movie. Sadie Sink played Jane Grey, I think. Jane Grey is her name, and she's like a person that is like happen to be like, she can like possess people with her mind. It's pretty cool stuff. But throughout, it wasn't like it was more like a neighborhood feeling, like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, obviously. Like, it's kind of grounded, and I did like that. People are comparing it to like Spider-Man 2 and stuff like that, and I'm like, it does make sense, because it's kind of that same thing where, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was having problems with his webs and stuff like that, and kind of has the same premise in this. Pretty much his Tom Holland Spider-Man, his DNA is like mutated, and he's becoming more spider-like kind of deal. There's many parts in it. I did enjoy it very much. There's so many cool things. I did like that they added Hulk. That was pretty cool, just because like you always want to be like, you just want to. There was a fight scene in there where he was kind of fighting the Hulk. So was Punisher. Punisher was fighting the Hulk. He was coming through. Frank Castle. John Berthel plays a great Punisher. I watched Punisher a couple episodes. I just kind of stopped watching it. I don't know why. It's kind of just a thing where I was just like, I'll get to this eventually again, but I just kind of stopped watching it, even though I really liked it. I just kind of, I didn't watch it fully, but the things that I didn't watch, I did like. Obviously the meme of wait. Obviously him, very cool. Very sick. So he's kind of he plays a big part in Brand New Day, which I was very surprised about. Thought it was gonna be like kind of one-off, You see Frank Castle, he's like, hey, what's up, screaming, stuff like that. But no, he plays a pretty big part, and he's got this certain chemistry with Spider-Man, and it's kind of cool, and he obviously doesn't remember. I don't know if they ever met up before this point. I'm not sure. I cannot remember. I don't think he met anyone in No Way Home, or I just don't remember, unless he met him in The Punisher. Could have happened. I'm not sure. Don't remember. But yeah, he does play. Their chemistry is pretty cool. Obviously, both of them great actors, Tom Holland and John. So I really like that. But it was definitely a little dubbed down version of The Punisher. He wasn't, the crazy crashing out type of Punisher. He was kind of like a more chill kind of style. But I mean, I did like it. I did like their little bantering that they had. At one point, they just randomly they're like fighting the Hulk, I'm pretty sure, at one point, and then just midway through, they just start just fighting, bro. It was pretty funny. It is pretty funny. They weren't fighting each other, like they were just like physically talking, what are you talking about, and stuff like that. And they do a bunch of things like that throughout, and I do like that aspect of it, of their relationship. Try not to just spoil everything, but Jean Grey, Sadie Sink's character, very big part of the movie. She's got crazy powers that it could have went nuclear type of deal, and Spider-Man kind of just has to stop it. It's not really that thing where it's like, the crazy threats are coming through, because recent Marvel movies, we've seen that. Thanos, obviously Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday, all these things that are coming up are like world-ending type of threats, but this one feels more, grounded, like Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire. It is more grounded. That's why people are liking it. And I literally thought this was one of the best movies I've ever seen, in my personal opinion. Now, this is not, okay, this is up for debate, but in my personal opinion, one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, one of the best films I've ever seen. I'd say check it out, and let me know in the comments what your feelings are on it, because it was very sweet. I loved pretty much every part of it. It was very, very cool, to see Tom Holland as Spider-Man again. It's been a couple years since the last one. It was 21. Was that December 2021? Was the last Spider-Man, I think. But yeah, it's been very cool. It was very cool. And throughout you see Ned and MJ, going through college and all these things, and Peter Parker was forgotten, so he didn't get into college. He didn't get that thing he got from that girl, because in the last No Way Home he got that full ride to MIT, or at least reconsidered for MIT, or is it MIT? I think it was MIT, and he was reconsidered for it because he saved that the girl who worked there, but they no memory of that, so just Spider-Man saved him. And I thought it was going to be like a thing where it's like, oh, you see my face one time, then automatically, bang time, you know who I am. That's what I thought it was going to be for MJ or Ned. But no, he actually shows, there's a big part. This is a big thing, spoiler. Big thing. There's a part where MJ is on the ship, this area that the Punisher lives in, kind of just had it, pretty much the possessed thing, didn't know what the possessed thing was at first, didn't know it was Jean Grey, and kind of put, and they were like, oh, you better get to MJ's quick before I take her over. And then at one point does take her over, but my boy Tom Holland, Spider-Man, does not know that. He doesn't know that. Peter Parker does not know that. So he says this. He shows, or pretty much gets manipulated into thinking that MJ actually remembers him. At one point, it gets to a point where she's like touching his face and then kisses him and then hugs him. He's like, "You actually remembered. You actually remembered." And then she's like, "Yeah, of course she remembered, Peter." And he's just like, like, it's just messed up stuff that this Jean Grey character does to him. And pretty much throughout, he gets to the point where he's trying to freaking, make sure that everyone his close friends at least remember him, his girlfriend try to remember. And he doesn't get the courage to actually build up the courage and give this note that he had for her, pretty much saying like, hey, this is all that happened, I'm gonna give it to MJ, and just be like, hopefully remember, dog. But he leaves the note on the ship where MJ is staying, and the Punisher goes out and helps Peter with the Hulk. And at one point the Punisher just comes in with guns. By the way, the Hulk is bulletproof, buddy. I don't know if you know this, but the Hulk is bulletproof. And he just comes in, guns blazing, and that's what the Punisher be screaming. He's like, let me tell you something. That's what he says. Like, let me tell you something. It is what he says. He says, let me tell you something. And anyways, gets back to the ship, right? Comes into MJ reading his note that he made for her. And pretty much reads it and is like, Peter, can I see your face? Shows the face. He's like, yeah. What you think about that? She's like, I don't know you. I can't love you. I don't have these memories of you. And it's very fair. It's a very fair portrayal. You know, it's not like she's being mean. She just literally doesn't know. Like, she doesn't know all these crazy things. And it's just like, it's just very cool. Very great movie. I loved it through and through. It was very, very cool. You also want to check out the post-credit scene. Very cool. For what's to come. Excuse me. After that point. After the end of this movie. And, you know, I don't mind them bringing in Bruce Banner. Didn't really contribute to much. Except for like the DNA deal where he's trying to like stop the DNA from mutating. He's trying to, you know, level out his spider DNA and his human DNA, kind of keep it level like it used to be, instead of the DNA going up and stuff like that. And like when he is full spider, he is like the less human style, so he's not really caring about who he hurts or how much he does, just kind of the problem at hand. He kind of just deals with it by physicalness. And then by the end of it, he figures a way to control it, kind of taps into that mental, and now he's more spider. That's about it. See you.